It's time once again to slip into your camo, grab your bow, and join us out in the field for another episode of the Up North Journal, presented by PSE Archery. The Up North Journal crew is knocked and ready to rock for another exciting adventure. So let's step outside and hit the trail.
This episode of the Up North Journal podcast is brought to you by PSE Archery,
Carbon Express,
Fourth Arrow Camera Arms,
Wind Scent Hunting Sense,
Killer Food Plots, Seeds, Supplements, and Attractants,
Cabela's,
Spot Shooters,
Limb Walker Game Calls,
Twisted Minds Bowstrings,
Hunter's Blend Coffee,
Antler Action,
and Family Traditions Tree Stand.
And don't forget you can catch us in syndication at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on GoodTalkRadio.com. Welcome back to another episode of the Up North Journal, everybody. I'm host Mike Adams, sitting in a warm cabin tonight with Dan DeFall, waiting on the snow to fall.
Exactly.
Got your shovel sharpened up?
I got them both pulled out. The broom's pulled out.
Okay.
Ready to go.
Ready to rock.
You got it.
All right. Well, you know what? We just need to just jump right in here with both feet. We kind of promoted this week of who was going to be on the show, but just in case you might not know who's going to be on the show, here's something. I did a quick little drop yesterday, and this might actually give you a little hint here. Take a look. Limb Walker Game Call. They're so good, they make the turkey jump right into the roaster. Limb Walker Game Calls, get you some. None other than Tim Sias. Tim from Harts, West Virginia. What is going on, my man? How you doing?
I'm doing great.
And we wanted to talk a little bit of turkey tonight since Thanksgiving was here upon us and now gone. We wanted to talk a little bit about some deer hunting, how you've been doing this season with your deer season and everything. So welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Been looking forward to it.
So let's just get into it. How's deer season going in West Virginia? I mean, our season's going to wrap up. Rifle season's wrapping up this Friday for us here. What's going on down in West Virginia?
We just got our first week of rifle season through, and now we're starting on the second week, and it will end next Saturday at dark. So you're still hearing a few shots out there.
Okay. How about you?
Nothing yet.
Okay.
Nothing yet.
I know how you feel, brother. I'm in the same boat. So, but here a while back, when I was sitting in the tree stand, and that was back, 3 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
You started like Facebook messaging me stuff. You were actually antagonizing me quite a bit with these photos. I've got one up now of these ginormous deer from West Virginia. Talk a little bit about what's up with all these big deer in West Virginia. Where are they coming from?
Down south. We have 4 counties here in southern West Virginia that is archery only.
Okay.
And it has been archery only since back in the early 70s, when pretty much the number of deer was scarce.
Really?
But there would probably be more possums on the side of the road than there actually was white-tailed deer in these 4 counties.
Wow.
They shut the rifle season down, started maintaining, and started to work the conservation of building these deer. And the next thing you know, as you see here on the screen, that's what's coming out.
Simply incredible.
These deer are 6, 7, 8 years old, average.
They're living a long, healthy life.
Yes.
It's insane to look at these animals coming out. And this is all from this year. There's a page out there, and it's kind of like the Michigan Let 'em Go, Let 'em Grow page.
Yes.
The West Virginia Deer Hunters for Better Buck Management, I think is the name of the Facebook page. And Tim actually turned me onto this page. And it's phenomenal what they're doing down in West Virginia.
Now, majority of these that you're seeing here now are from Logan County.
Okay.
The first 3 that you just shown, I believe that's in Logan County. I'm not sure on that one there.
Okay.
But a majority of them are Logan County. That's my home county from where I was, originally from.
Now, is Logan County a lot of private land, or is it a lot of public land, or what is it?
Private.
Private land.
Private
Okay.
Land. But it's land companies.
Okay.
Land companies owns the land. Coke companies has the lease where they've worked the lands before. Where they've worked either deep mines or surface mines. Now we do have one wildlife management area that is actually in with another county, Mingo County, but that's where our elk are at. But they still produce big bucks like this here.
Gotcha.
And we have deep hollows. We have deep, big, we don't have humongous mountains, but we have good-sized mountains and deep hollows.
Places for them to hide and hang out and not get caught.
Right.
Yeah, it's just incredible to see deer like that. And the thing that it really intrigues me is the fact that you've got archery only counties. I mean,
right, exactly. It's almost like Sunday hunting. No Sunday hunting, right?
Yeah. How do you think that go over here in Michigan, Danny?
Yeah, like a lead balloon.
You think?
A little bit. Actually, no. To tell you the truth, you would get kind of like what's happening now. You would get a section of people that would love it,
right?
Section of people that would hate it, but it was just a matter of, where you would lie, right?
Right.
If it's your county, you might not like it, or you're going to love it.
Right.
You don't have to worry about the gun season coming up November 15th. You can just bow hunt it the whole time.
Right.
So
now where you're at now, there in Harts, that's not one of those counties, is it?
No. I live in Lincoln County, and it's a firearm county.
Okay. How far away are these counties from you?
Oh, I'm 12 miles from Logan County.
Okay. So it's really in a realm of possibilities you could go over there and archery hunt. If you had permission to hunt the land, because you said it's a lot of private land over there.
Where I was raised and grew up, I grew up in a place called in Town of Man, and that's a little south in Logan County, it's a little southern town, and that excuse me, that has unbelievable deer. And some of the places that I grew up and I actually hunted and everything, they produce big bucks. Where I live at now, and compared to where I used to, it's like an hour's drive.
Okay.
So I'm just, I guess you could say, I'm just a little lazy. I just hunt around here and close to home. It's all to me. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a big trophy hunter.
Okay.
I'm not the one that's looking for the 170 class buck.
Gotcha.
I hunt. I'm a hunter, and if I want a doe, I'll shoot a doe. If I want a spike, I'll shoot a spike. I know I may get bad mouth and talk and everything, but I'm a hunter. I'm not a trophy hunter. I'm a meat hunter.
Gotcha. No.
Now, would I let one of these bucks go by? Absolutely not.
Right?
Right.
I didn't think I didn't think I would get that. I'll shoot a spike, but I'll let that guy walk.
Right. No, I hear you. Yeah, everybody wants to shoot a big buck. Everybody wants to put a big buck on a wall. That's a dream of. If you're a hunter, that's a dream of yours.
And some people will do it illegally.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah.
No matter the means of getting it, they'll go and do it.
Absolutely. Getting back to your hunting style and everything, where you're at down there, you really don't do a lot of archery hunting, do you?
Very little.
Okay.
I mean, I do like to bow hunt. It's not my number one fancy anymore, I guess you could say. But yeah, I mean, I'll bow hunt around the house. I'll get a hankering to go out and I'll sit in the woods and I got my blind and get in there with my PSE and just sit it out and wait.
Amen to that. Amen.
Now, are you seeing when you do go out? Are you seeing a lot of deer? Not a lot of deer. What's up with that?
Oh, here where we're at, we're overpopulated with doe. The buck doe ratio is way out of whack, and there's a lot of does that's running around here. But now you'll get a nice little rack buck come through, or you may get a little basket rack, things like that. But we're overpopulated with does.
Now, where you're hunting at down there, is that you said you go out for rifle season or for firearm season? Is it rifle season or is it shotgun only, or can you use both? What's it like down there where you're at?
Oh no, you can use both. It's got to be a straight slug in the shotgun, but you can also use a rifle.
Okay.
Can you use handgun?
Up to a 357.
Okay, kind of like here in Michigan.
Yep.
It must be 357 or bigger.
Yep,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah, they got a thing down here in the southern zone of Michigan where Danny and I live, and it's what they call a straight wall cartridge. Pistol cartridges, like a 44 mag, 40 or a 45, 357, things of that nature is what they're using.
450 Bushmaster.
450 Bushmaster, yeah, it's a straight wall cartridge.
Seems to be the gun of choice lately.
It is. Is that something that's kind of taken off down there, or do you know? A 450 Bushmaster up here is like the go-to gun now for straight weather Michigan. What are you guys seeing that similar thing there in West Virginia?
No, actually I haven't. But I will say this: I have seen guys using the judges.
Yep.
In turkey season.
Right. Exactly. Because they. Yep. Okay.
With the TSS, but as far as in the deer season, I have not heard of anybody with a handgun doing any successful or anything like that.
Okay. I'll tell you what, we're bumping up here against our first break. We're going to step outside, take our first break. We come back, we'll continue a little bit of talk about the deer season. Then we'll get into the real reason that we called you tonight to get you on the show. We'll talk a little turkey. So we'll be right back after this.
PSE Archery has reinvented the way you buy bows.
From now on, you can make the most educated decision possible
by basing your bow choice specifically on your shooting needs and goals.
All you need to do is ask yourself, what kind of shooter am I? What do I want to achieve?
PSE will help find the right category for you.
So, what kind of shooter are you?
Find out at psearchery.com.
Welcome back, second segment of the show. Sitting here with Tim Sias from Harts, West Virginia, talking a little deer hunting, talking a little turkey here coming up here later on.
So Tim, is there a fall season in West Virginia? And if there is it over? Is it done? Are you putting away the calls for the year?
No, I have the calls out all the time. I keep them on my desk, keep them ready. I play them all the time. But fall season, we had it in October, the week of October 13th, and I didn't do any good with it. I only got to hunt a couple of days, go out, do some things, but we only get 1 week where we're at.
Okay.
And that is determined by the numbers that is killed during the spring. How many gobblers you get in the spring?
Really? Oh, that's different.
Oh. See, here in Michigan,
here
in Michigan, in the spring, they give you one bearded turkey. And then in the fall, when they open it up, it's anything.
Anything goes, yeah.
Yeah, and then that runs it runs to November 14th.
Right before rifle season or firearm season for deer. So
right.
So, all right. Well, getting back to the deer, the big bucks over there in those 5 counties. 4 counties, excuse me. The guys who normally hunt that archery season in those counties, do you hear that they're primarily targeting those monster bucks, or does it really like, well, okay, I'm going to go over and I'm going to bow hunt. This is where I live, and that's what I'm going to shoot. Or does those 4 counties really covet big buck hunters? What's the mindset down there?
Now, let me tell you, these guys here that's killing these big bucks, they do their homework.
Okay.
When the antler starts growing, they also got their cameras out, and they watch these bucks all summer. They pattern them, and they get their hit list.
Okay.
They find the ones that they want, and then they get, when they hunt it. So these guys, yeah, you can say that they find their buck, and that's the one they're going to hunt. They hunt it.
Okay, so that's the mindset going into it in those counties specifically. But you probably don't. Do you see that same mindset maybe in other counties where it's not an archery only?
Oh yeah. These guys, some of there's still nice deer that's out in the rifle counties. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
There's still some nice bucks out there. But yeah, some of the guys I do know some of the people that has land, they either own farms or have big farms leased,
mm-hmm.
that they may video their hunts and stuff. They try to manage themselves on this land. And so they're producing nice sized deer. They're letting them go, letting them grow, like you guys got up in Michigan. So
okay, right on.
Absolutely.
Well, I tell you what, Danny, you and I got to plan a trip down there.
I'm ready.
Do a little reconnaissance, get some cameras out. I tell you what, man, I don't know what I'd do if I got a deer of that size, that caliber in front of me. I'd probably fall out of a tree stand.
Well, that's why you have a safety rope.
That's right.
But yeah, no doubt. It sounds like if you do your homework in the right areas, you're bound to get a hitless buck of this caliber. And like Tim says, being a hunter that he is, he'll go out and he'll shoot what he needs for meat. And
right.
And being able to shoot does when you have your buck to doe ratio off is really nice.
Absolutely. So
it sounds to me like he can go out and get something for the freezer anytime.
Right. And I can't remember if we talked about this before the show or if this was at the very beginning of the show, Tim. You're talking about that these areas also, that's where the elk are in one of those counties where they've reintroduced. Okay. Is that also a big bear area as well? Because I know you guys got bear down there too.
Yes. Actually, believe it or not, a friend of mine, I don't know if y'all remember Arnold that comes on live on the limb with me.
Yeah.
He sent me pictures of a bear in the area where he's been hunting. Friday, he sent me a picture of a couple pictures of a big black bear just wallowing around right under his stand.
Oh boy,
nice.
Yeah, and actually, a man I go to church with, he killed a black bear 2 weeks ago, right in behind his house in his stand with his crossbow.
Okay.
And the area where we're at now, they're starting to move in. But now, listen, everywhere else here in West Virginia, we are overpopulated with black bear.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Now,
yeah.
To hunt bear,
and these guys love to run dogs. Love to run dogs on the bears.
So they'll run a dog and have the bear tree, and then they shoot it out of the tree. Is that the way they're hunting them primarily?
Not just one dog. I mean, we're talking.
Oh yeah, they use a pack of dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, pack of dogs. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how they do it. And then there's still majority of the steel hunters that are out there too.
Okay. How was the bear season down there this year? I mean, you hearing a lot of success stories?
Well, as the early season that opened up in the lower part, the DNR had a post that I seen on their website that they was very happy with some of the success rate. Now the 1st of December, it's going to be starting up full force. We do have some now. They actually opened up bear season with a firearm through deer season.
Okay.
And that kind of gives the hunters a choice of bumping up and getting something other than, just a deer. If they've got their bear tag and a black bear comes through, they're able to shoot it and kill it if they want. So, but full force and that's without dogs. With dogs starts the 1st of December.
Okay.
So it's just an open tag. You don't have to put in for like a draw or a lottery type thing to draw a bear tag like we do here in Michigan?
Nope. Pay $10 and you got a bear stamp.
Nice. I kind of like that. Of course, but if you've got an abundance of bears, obviously it's going to make it a lot easier to get bear tags too. So,
yeah.
So
right.
It's a huge difference. So.
But you're only allowed one a year, so.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're allowed one. Yeah,
when
you draw it for it.
Yeah, when you draw for it.
Depending on where you're at. Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
We got a few minutes here before we jump into the turkey part of it.
So you're talking about, what's your weapon of choice? You said bow hunting, but then you said, do you use a shotgun or do you use a rifle?
I use a rifle. I got a 308 Remington 7400.
What a guy.
Sounds like pretty much what we'd use up here in Michigan.
Yep, exactly.
Same thing, same type of things.
And then I also got my nephew's 270. I'm storing it for him, and I thought, well, I'll keep my ammo and use his and take his 270 out.
There you go.
Nice of you. Very nice of you.
Yeah, that's what uncles are for.
That's right.
Right on. I tell you what, we're a little bit early here, but let's go ahead. Let's throw to the next break because once we get into this, I want to stick with it for a little while here.
And we got questions.
Okay, so I'll tell you what. We're going to throw it to a break. We'll come back. We'll answer a few questions, and then we'll get into the turkey portion of this. So we'll step outside. We'll be right back after this.
PSE Archery has always dominated the speed category. Now, the most revolutionary cam system ever to hit the market has perfected the shooting experience. Introducing PSE's Evolve Cam System, featuring extremely high let-off capabilities and the smoothest draw cycle in history. No other cam system has ever delivered this level of total comfort and total control. Experience PSE. Experience performance.
Welcome back. Third segment of the show. Danny's been busy collecting questions here.
Yeah, and we're gonna, Tim, he talks turkey, so we got actually we got a question. We'll have a question first about deer.
Okay.
From Don Gibson. Is anybody canning any deer meat yet?
That was one of them that we had planned on doing from the last time, and we haven't been able to
get there, right?
Yeah, close the deal on that. So
yeah,
we still got time.
Still got time.
There you go. All right, let's talk some turkey. Let's talk about what you do best. Hey, you're coming into the early season, and what would be your favorite style of call to use in an early season?
At daybreak, just find you a place to sit down, locate your gobbler, see where he's roosting at, and call him to you. Sometimes in early season, they're still going to be with the hens. So you may have to really entice that gobbler to you and do your best to pull him away from her, or pull her to you, and he'll follow her.
That's what I like to do.
That's probably it's even easier
because pulling a tom away from a hen is
like pulling hen's teeth.
I was gonna say like pulling hen's teeth, or you can't even find hen's teeth to pull, let alone pulling them.
Right, exactly.
So you got another question there?
Yeah, these are coming from Adam Kemmer. What are your thoughts on shooting hens?
As long as the season's open and it's legal, go for it.
I like it.
The man's a hunter.
That's right. Got to put meat in the freezer.
All right.
That's what it's all about.
It's not only that, and I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it's not only that. It's a balance of life.
Mm-hmm.
You have to control population. You have to balance things out. It's just like it's either if it's whitetail hunting, if it's caribou hunting, if it's elk hunting, turkey hunting. You have more of one sex. It's not going to help. If you're 2-3 years ago, 2016, worst season I ever had, I didn't get nothing. And every time I went out, I was calling hens and no gobblers. If I was going back out and leaving, we have to leave here by 1. I'm jumping hens in the road. I'm jumping hens, and I'm thinking, man, what? There's so many hens. The way I see it, kill them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and balance everything out.
Kind of like a buck to doe ratio,
right?
Yep.
So back on that early season question, your favorite style of call, is that a box call, mouth call, or pot call?
I think I know the answer to this. Yes.
Yes. No, all jokes aside, I started out. I do have a mouth call. There's a couple different guys that makes my mouth call. Randy Harper makes them from down Mississippi, and Mark Shortridge from Van Der, Kentucky. I use both of their mouth calls, and I will have a mouth call in my mouth waiting, and I will use one of my pot calls. I will use my friction call, and once I know that he's coming to me, I set that down and I call with my mouth, and I'm watching with my eyes, and I'm preparing as the turkey's which way he's coming.
Yeah, the guys that make your mouth calls, do they have websites? Do you get them off a website? Do they have a business that they actually produce these?
Mark Shortridge is Mark Shortridge Custom Calls, and Randy Harper is H&H Game Calls.
Okay, so when the call maker is talking about mouth calls,
that's who he scopes and sees.
He's the go-to guy to find out what he's using.
That's right.
So there you go, folks. Any other questions we got here?
No. So how about we have them kind of show off this handy-dandy little flat call?
Yeah, actually, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. We just got these in here. The Purr Plate, the Lim Walker game call Purr Plate. You got one there. I know you got one there right there in your hands. And you can play it better than I can, so let's hear it.
Okay, what I've done is I've taken just a simple piece of wood. Actually, this is tiger wood that I got from a hardwood flooring place here locally.
Okay.
And I laid it down, trimmed it down just a little over 1/4 of an inch. And I, as you can see, I drilled a certain size hole with just a simple piece of slate, and I have a 1/4 inch striker that I use. And with the design, as you can see with the design that I have kind of cut out with a little indentation and stuff, and what I'm doing is I have it to where you can pretty much just hold it with your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to hold it this way, or if you wanted to turn it over, and you can hold it this way. I wanted to make a little purr plate, a little purr call, pluck and purr, and that way it's one of those calls that you have a hung up gobbler out there. You got your mouth call in, and you're cutting and yelping and everything, and he's not wanting to make that commitment. Well, then you have this little thing here, and as you sit there, you just kind of I don't know if you can hear it or not.
Oh yeah, we can hear it.
Yep.
Then you want to do some soft yelps. And it's just a little enticing, a little flirting kind of call. And it's just a thin, just something real simple, thin that you can put in your call. You can put in your vest or what have you. And it doesn't make, I'm not calling to the other side of the hollow or what have you. I'm calling 40, 50 yards, 100 yards out. And all I'm doing is just using it to just give him some purrs, cluck and purrs. Now, the trick to this is that to get your cluck and purr, you don't hold it down so close.
Mm-hmm.
Come up a little bit on the striker, a little higher on the striker.
Okay.
Hold it loosely. You kind of like a pencil, but you're holding it loosely. And you can do it with now this is a quarter. You can do it with a 5/16. I just been playing around with this. I'm actually making some of these strikers, but you just do it loose. And just drag it across your slate. That's it.
Does it sound different when you play the backside versus the front side? It's basically the same thing, right?
It's almost the same. Now, this is actually a little deeper because you kind of got a little shallow down through there.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a little, but it's not that much. But you can get a deeper sound if you cup it and put it like down next to your thigh, next to your leg. You want to cup it in a little bit, you can get a little deeper sound.
Gotcha. Now, this is something you've come out with here and you're selling. What are one of these going to cost somebody to get one of these sent to them? Shipping and the whole 9 yards.
$30 plus $5 shipping.
Okay. And what kind of striker would you use on this? What type of wood?
Hickory.
Hickory.
Well, a striker is the hunter's preference. Now I have a 1/4-inch striker that's a hickory wood, and then I also have here's a pagoda, Babinga that
Okay.
and you can do the same thing with it. It's really not much difference. A softwood helps. Cedar, Purple Heart.
That's what I've got here is a cedar. That's what I was using on mine.
Cedar helps too. I mean, cedar. Actually, I didn't bring my cedar out. But the trick is holding it up, holding off the striker. Don't hold it close. Hold it up and loosely. And see, the thing about the way I designed this, and the reason why I call it a plate, I mean, that's basically all it is, and you want to purr, but you got a place to rest your hand.
Gotcha.
And you're not going to be touching the surface. So you're not going to take down the sound of the vibration out of it. That's Purple Heart here. So
now you know why that turkey jumped into the roaster yesterday.
Absolutely.
Using one of those calls.
Absolutely. It just said, hey, I'm jumping in the roaster.
Might as well just get it done. Get it over and done with.
I give up. White flag. I'm jumping in the pot.
And once again, how much shipped to your door?
$30 plus $5 shipping. So it'll be $35.
$35. Okay. And if somebody wants one of these, how are they going to get in touch with you?
Lim Walker Game Calls on Facebook.
Okay, so it's Facebook, not a website. Facebook.
Yep,
people.
get
That's
on
how you-
Facebook. Get the Lim Walker Game Calls. You can also look on our feed. We do share a lot of his stuff. Follow
Absolutely.
it back. So if they order one now, will they be able to get it for Christmas?
Oh yeah, I can get it in the mail tomorrow.
Okay, because people are going to start. It's time to do some shopping here, and what better way for a turkey hunter is to get them a plate,
Right?
A Purr Plate.
A Purr Plate.
Christmas is on Tuesday. Christmas Eve is on Monday. Of course, depending on you getting clear across the country, I mean, I can have it shipped out by the 17th. You can have it by Christmas.
There you go.
There you go.
That's a good deal.
That sounds like a good deal. And then, getting them a Purr Plate and some strikers and maybe another type of pot call that he has. What other pot calls are you offering there at Lim Walker Game Calls?
All of my surfaces include glass, black slate, red slate, or green slate, ceramic, and black anodized aluminum. And those come into 3.5-inch surfaces. And then I also have some glass and black slate that I do to 3.25-inch surfaces.
So
the wood is all West Virginia grown wood. Everything is from here down local where I live at. I got black walnut, wild cherry, and maple.
There you go.
There you go. That way you can get on Facebook, go to Lim Walker Game Calls, follow his page there a little bit. You can look at the select calls that he has. We just shown some pictures on the live feed here, but you can go check them out, pick out some. And how much do those cost? Those calls cost?
The 3.25-inch surface are $40 plus $5 shipping, and the 3.5-inch surfaces are $50 plus $5 shipping.
Do you have a plastic one?
Not anymore. Not as of right now. I haven't.
Okay,
so I did have the double side, and I don't have them. I may have some for the spring.
Okay. Yep. Nope. Out for Christmas. That's fair. It's a great call, I think.
What about, you're the one that turned us on to the acrylic striker that plays in the wet. Do you still have those available?
Oh yeah, I got them. I offer hickory striker, diamond wood strikers, babinga strikers, purple heart strikers, and acrylic strikers.
Okay,
nice.
You have that choice of whatever call on your surface that you order. You have your choice of what striker you want.
All right. Well, the ones we got here, I fondly refer to this one here as my Roll Tide slate. That's the red slate. It's even got a little bit of white in there, so it's the crimson and white. Boy. So this is the one I really like to take into the woods with me. So, but this one's more like a Purr type call as well, right? The red slate.
Well, yeah, you can purr on pretty much everything on all the calls and stuff. It just depends on how bad you wanna send the call. But I actually like it on my Yelp. To be honest with you, I like running my Yelps on it and some cuts.
It's a lot softer call. And then the anodized one, the scream, I call it Screaming Mimi. This one, that thing gets real loud.
That's my long distance call.
That makes my ears hurt. It's loud. Now, see, tomorrow when we're in the blizzard, you can go outside and you can call turkeys in with this call.
Oh, great! That's what I want to do. In
30-mile-an-hour wind,
okay? Right? You could literally.
Right.
It's a good call to use when it's windy.
No doubt. So
just go down. You want to do a locator call and just go sit down and just sit there and just call. Yep. And that will bring those little Jennies and Jakes into you, thinking that's Mama Hen.
Round the troops up.
That's right. Round them up and bring them in.
Now, talking a little bit about calls, did you not participate in a calling contest with Hoot Owl Call here this year? Was that you?
Yeah, we went to Springfield, Ohio, and I got third in the Owl.
Okay. Was that like a regional meet or?
No, that was just a local chapter having a calling contest.
Okay, I just remembered, and you've had some other guys out of your group. You run a staff or a team. Didn't you have some of them that actually got in some calling contests too?
I've got one little fella, Lucas Browning. Mm-hmm. He is starting to come up. On my calling team. He's been in one, and he started football in the fall, so there's been a couple of them he wasn't able to go to because of that. But maybe this year, the new year coming up, a new calling contest open up around, we can get him into one. Lucas is a great kid. He's starting out as young hunter. starting with the calls, and he's going to be with practice and persistence. Lucas is going to do good with his calling.
You know, talking about calling a little bit, I haven't busted these calls out seriously since probably the middle of summer, except for the Purr Plate. When it came in, I was playing with it quite a bit. But do you find, I mean, especially when you're trying to teach somebody, that's the best thing. It's just persistence and practice and practice and persistence and just staying with it. Like anything else out in the outdoors, you just need to keep at it to become good at it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just imagine you shooting your bow.
Mm-hmm.
You're out every day shooting your bow. You're out every day getting that 10 ring. I guess, I believe that's what they call it.
Yep.
Well, and just speaking of that, in a way, this is this is the first call I ever had. This call was given to me by my dad when I was 18 years old. He said, the only way you're going to learn how to run this is if you practice. He said, so practice, practice, practice. And that's what I tell everybody. Practice, practice, practice. No matter what it is. If you're shooting your bow and you want to get better on it, you want to get that tighter pattern, a tighter group, you got to practice. If you want to get the better sound out of your calls, you've got to practice. So each call has a sweet spot. You got to find it.
You know, the way you're going to do that is just get after it.
Exactly.
Keep playing until you find it.
Just like a mouth call. Got to practice it.
There you go.
That's it. And mouth call is a lot more difficult to use than what a friction call does. They've got so many different ways of running it, so many different types of latex and everything. So just imagine, other than the mouth call, getting one of the pot calls out, friction calls, and running it every day.
Yep.
I mean, I know guys that are doing this, that are in the competition calling and everything, that practice 30 minutes in the morning, and then they practice 30, 45 minutes of the evening. So they're practicing, and they're successful. They're successful in the competition calling. They're on the big stage in Nashville,
doing their homework.
Absolutely, and I think Lucas Browning is going to be really good because he's got one thing going for him.
What's that?
He's got a great mentor.
That he does.
He does. There's one thing I've learned is you got to have a good mentor to help you, especially in something such as this. Because I know going to a calling contest at a young age or even an older age, just to get up there and do it in front of people.
Absolutely.
And with Tim being a mentor, it sounds like he's on his way to a very bright calling future.
Absolutely. Well,
thank you.
He's not the only guy you got on your team, if I'm not mistaken. You're running a couple guys on your crew. How many people you got, and who are they?
I got 8 guys that's on my hunt team. Brent Farrell, my nephew, and Eddie Farrell. Those 2 guys have been with me from the beginning. I got Carl Birchfield. Me and him has been friends a couple of years since I joined Mossy Oak.
Okay.
Got Anthony Setliff. He works with Carl, and him and Carl introduced him to me and everything, and I brought him on. And of course, little Lucas, can't leave him out. And then just within the last probably 6 months, I've got Shane Collins, Jay Adams, and Mikey Delp make up the Lim Walker Game Calls Hunting / Calling team.
Okay.
So we're going to start. We're going to get in these calling contests, and we're going to try to build up and get them walkers out there.
There you go.
That's right. It's the only way to do it is get those people on staff, get them up and practice, have a mentor like Tim to show them the way,
and lay the smack down in the woods.
You got it. And on the stage.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, let's take our last break here. We come back. We'll save the rest of the time for talk a little more about the calls, a couple things you got going on, and we'll wrap up the show. So we're going to step outside, and we'll be right back after this.
Acceleration is part of PSE's DNA. PSE pioneered the speed movement. Now they've developed the vapor category to help you find the most powerful bows on the market to fit you.
High speed equates to intense power and building the momentum you need to be successful. Are you a vapor shooter? Find out at psearchery.com.
Welcome back. Last segment of the show. For those of you on the podcast in the break, we're talking a little bit more about.
You can apologize.
Huh?
You can apologize.
For what? What'd I do?
There's no coffee, man.
Oh, you know what? It's made. It's actually sitting in the kitchen.
Sitting in the kitchen.
My Hunter's Blend is sitting
in the kitchen, and
I completely forgot.
You were enamored with Tim.
I was.
Having limb walkers on totally missed our Hunter's Blend.
As I was getting ready for the show tonight, I had everything going on. I was actually on a phone call and talking about some of the deer that we'd taken at camp and just trying to get an update because I hadn't been up there. And I was on the phone up until you saw when you come in, and then all of a sudden we're right up against the show.
Yeah, I know.
So, but as we always say, go get your Hunter's Blend coffee, and we've got our UNJ promo code for 10% off. If you type in the promo code UNJ in all caps, get yourself 10% off the order.
And I think they're running a Black Friday special for the weekend. I'm not sure.
Through the weekend?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you listen to the live stream, you've got till midnight probably?
Yep.
Okay.
So, but I guess I'll go a week without coffee.
Oh, no, I'll get you some.
No, I'm not going to have any now.
No, I'll get it for you.
It's bad enough I got to get up at 4 a.m.
See how he treats me here? I'll tell you, Tim, I'm going to put him in a box and I'm going to ship him down to you. And you can have him down there for a while. So
bring him down. I'll show him what the Southern boys are like.
I've tried to, but he just won't listen to me. He kicks and screams every time I start mentioning stuff about the South. He just don't like it. I don't know what it is.
That's right.
He's a Youper. He's from way up north. So
you're right. I wish I was up there.
Yeah, and you have family from Canada too, if I'm not mistaken.
I do.
So see,
I tell you, you want to go catch some big pike. My relatives up in Quebec. I tell you what I know now of fishing. Oh, my Lord.
Get your fish on, huh?
So definitely want to get up there and get some fishing on. But
I forget what we were talking about.
Well,
about the team.
We're talking about his team. We're in the last segment of the show. And just reminding everybody, with Christmas coming, get to Limb Walker game calls on Facebook. Be a perfect gift. The Purr Plate or a pot call.
Actually, Tim, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this picture up. You have put together a very nice box set of calls. You want to talk about this a little bit and what you did for this, and is it available to the general public to buy?
Yeah, that I was approached by the Ducks Unlimited chapter here where I live at in Logan County. If I would, they were having their banquet, and they asked me if I would donate a call to help you. It's a new chapter.
Okay.
It started 2 or 3 years ago. And I said, yeah. I said, sure, I'd be more than glad to. And then I got to thinking, I got to doing something. I said, if they're trying to raise money, and I said, one call just ain't do it. So I said, I got together and made this set, and it actually done pretty good. I believe it got $150.
Sweet.
At the banquet, 100 or 150, I can't remember. So that was my first one from back in September for the Logan chapter of the Ducks Unlimited. And now I have the Charleston area Ducks Unlimited that I'm dropping off Tuesday for them. They're having their banquet the 1st of December, and I've done the same thing for them. And what that consists of is to the left is the black slate, and these are all 3.5 inch surfaces. It's the black slate, the glass, and the red slate. The black slate is in wild cherry, the glass is in maple, and the red slate is in black walnut. And I just threw in a Purple Heart, a hickory, and a Babinga striker.
Now, if somebody wanted to purchase these three and say they wanted to wrap them up in a box set like this for somebody for Christmas, is this something that they could get in touch with you and find and have it shipped to them?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I can do that set for $150.
Okay. All right.
Free shipping on the big set like this here.
Okay.
There you go. Now that would be the ultimate for a turkey hunting for this Christmas going into spring. All 3 calls, 3 strikers in a box.
That would be somebody who has been very good all year and is on Santa's good list.
Absolutely.
Not on the naughty list.
Right?
Now, let me just ask you this question. I don't want to put you on the spot or anything, but if like maybe say the NWTF, a local chapter, like maybe say our local Flint River chapter here, who has a banquet coming up in March, or maybe it's one of the across the United States, one of these other chapters of NWTF or Ducks Unlimited having banquets, and they said, we'd like to get something and maybe have our logo put on something and maybe build a box set and get in touch with you to purchase one of those so they can put that up for auction and raise some money. Is that something that you could work through with them if they contacted you?
Yeah. All they have to do is message me through Facebook. If you go to my page here on Facebook, it also has my phone number and email address and everything, and they can contact me that way, and we can work something out. I'll be more glad to do it.
Okay. I just don't want to throw you under the bus there, and all of a sudden you've got a couple hundred orders for things, and all of a sudden Christmas is over with,
right?
And you're trying to build calls. I can see him out there in Santa's workshop, on Christmas Eve trying to finish up some calls. So.
He'd be hurrying.
Right. So, but no, it's some beautiful stuff. We love to run these calls, and I can't say enough. It's been a pleasure working with you for the year, and look forward to next year. You and I, we had a discussion one night, and we're going to continue to work together and promote each other for this next year. So I appreciate you believing in us.
We already have our sponsor for next year.
That's right. Yes.
There you go.
Yes, we do. So speaking of you being on the show and everything and cross-promoting, we need to talk about Call 'em Off the Limb. And I know you took a little time off to be with family and everything, but where do things stand with On the Limb? Is that coming back? Are you going to start that back up again? What's up?
Yeah, absolutely. Live on the Limb will come back after the first of the year. Like you said, I took some time off. It's the fall of the year, and fall means football, hunting,
and family.
And family. Maybe I should put family, football, and hunting.
And fall.
There was times that me and the girls, we'd go to the football games, the high school football game, and I was getting PM saying, "Hey, you going live on the Limb? You going live?" And finally, I'm like, I had say, "This is take a break. This is my time with my girls." We would do some things on Fridays and Saturdays of the weekend and stuff, and just enjoyed family all together. And but after the first of the year starts up, after the holidays are over with, we start all over and start getting ready for spring season. Yeah, I'm going back on Friday nights at 8 p.m.
For those people who might be listening to the podcast or watching the live stream here, talk about Live on the Limb. What is it? I mean, we know what it is, but explain to them what you're doing and how to interact with you and things like that, and actually where they can find it at.
Live on the Limb is just basically I go live broadcast on my page, Tim Sias, and I sell turkey calls. And it has gone from me talking and selling and showing my turkey calls to where we're actually talking about hunting issues throughout the state of West Virginia, not only here, but other places throughout the country. I've had as high as like 500 views sometimes. One time I had like 2,000, and a lot of people will message me even after I get done and saying, "Hey, it was a great show." I would love to be able to do something like you all have, to where I could counteract with a lot of guys if they could call and ask questions, things that we just talk hunting, and especially through the spring, going into the spring, we talk turkey hunting, because that's what I'm here for. My passion is turkey hunting. I love making calls and selling calls, and I figured one night, I got to thinking, I was sitting here and I said, if a woman can sit on Facebook, put makeup on and sell makeup.
Here comes Tim selling turkey calls on Facebook.
You can get on here and say, Lim Walker game calls. Hey, check this out. I got it for $40 plus $5 shipping. And I said, hey, why not? And believe it or not, I have been, successful in doing so.
And we try to help you out, and we try to get on your show, and we try to share the show. It's all about working together and networking. And you're right. It's just the fact that you're doing it.
Yeah, and I've had good reviews. I've had a lot of people tell me they enjoy it. They look forward to it on Friday nights. I'm thinking, man, you guys are waiting on me to get on live on the Limb on Friday nights. It can't be that bad if you're waiting on, poor old me. But we have some great discussion. A lot of good things. Not only, like I said, not only West Virginia, but throughout the country. And it's hunting.
That's what I like about the show, is because, us being from Michigan, I'll just be sitting back watching, and all of a sudden there's somebody from maybe out west or down south, and then they're commenting and they're saying something, and I'm learning about other places as well, not just what I'm doing here in Michigan, and that's really what I like about it.
One thing about my Live on the Limb, it has helped me. I've got calls all the way out in California, Washington, and Oregon. I never in my life thought that I would be able to send my calls clear across the United States. But my calls are sitting in somebody's vest out in California, A friend of mine that I grew up with, went to grade school with, met him, and he moved away. Met it back up with him here on Facebook years later. Him and some of his buddies has my calls, and they live out in Washington State.
That is awesome.
Coast to coast limb walker game calls.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think you and I were talking here a while back, and didn't you tell me that you shipped some calls up into Canada? Was that you? Did you ship something to Canada? Or maybe I was thinking of the guys from Hunter's Blend Coffee.
No, they were actually, I had a guy message me and wanted to buy some slings off of me.
Okay.
And the slings, with the way everything was going, it was costing more for the shipping than what it was for the sling.
Okay.
And he wouldn't pay it. And I said, no disrespect, I can't pay it either. I'll be, going in the hole.
Right.
But I was going to do it until I found out it was $45 shipping.
Wow.
Where he was at Canada.
Jeez. That's incredible.
Do you still do the slings?
Yeah, not as much.
Okay.
It's kind of fell off. Now I do have some made up, and I'm going to start it back up. First part of the year, I'll still advertise them. If you want slings, I'll do it because I use them. I mean, it's helpful. You wrap it around the feet, wrap it around the neck, and put it on your shoulder and walk out.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
And it's blaze orange. It's safety, and it keeps your hands free.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Well, before we let you go here and wrap up the show, anything else that you got going you want to talk about? Anything new coming up? Maybe next year? Anything you're working on that you can maybe give us a little bit of insight into? Or without
stay tuned.
Stay tuned. All right. You can't give away too much information. I understand that. Well, I
like to surprise everybody, Mike.
There you go. Well, I tell you what, this Purr Plate, that was a surprise. I mean, that was a nice little end of the year edition when we got this. I was like, that is really cool. It's just something different, and that's what I like about it. It's quiet, and you get in there, you get intimate in the woods, and I can't wait to get in the woods and try that out this year.
Only 6 months away.
Hats too.
The hats, yeah, actually, we've got them on here right now, so you can get these off your page as well, right?
Yep, I've got brown and black.
Okay.
They're $20 each.
So you can get a call, you can get a sling, and you can get a hat. So there you go.
What more does a turkey hunter need for Christmas?
One in the pot.
No guarantee on that.
Speaking of, did you have a good Thanksgiving this year?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We had it here at my mother-in-law's, and then I left, and after I left there, I went up to my sister's house. My nephew come in from Ohio. I hadn't got to see him in a long time. Him and his wife are expecting their first daughter in March. My great grandniece.
There you go.
And I had wanted to go up and see them and talk to them. And Brent, Brent Farrell, my nephew. He's part of the team. He was the one. If you look at some of the pictures, the little fella that I'm sitting there with, laying up against the big pine.
Yep.
He was 11 years old when he killed that turkey, and he's been successful himself. After I moved down here, him and his dad started hunting together a little more, and they've both been successful for themselves and been able to kill some turkeys. So
that's awesome.
It is.
Well, at Thanksgiving dinner, do you have traditional turkey, or do you have wild turkey that you've taken from the field and brought in and prepared for dinner?
No, it's your regular butterball, because my turkeys that I have from the field, they don't last very long.
Right on. I got you.
Speaking of Ohio, that he says, Matt Howard has joined us.
Yeah. Hey, Matt. What's
an
going
Ohio viewer.
There you go.
So yeah, talking about people from different states and stuff, and between us and West Virginia, we get Ohio.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and they're talking pretty loud this weekend, I think.
Yeah, well, it happens.
All I can say is roll tide.
Yeah.
Don't shake your head, Tim. Come on now, man.
I was heartbroken. I'll be honest with you. This weekend of football has really broken my heart. The only thing that I'm happy about was the Browns beating the Bengals.
The Battle of Ohio.
Oh, my.
The Ears lost. Michigan lost. And I thought, here goes the Big 12. We're not going to the Big 12 championship. And there goes their hopes for a decent bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, as far as Michigan that goes, I was just, going pride and tradition. So, as watching the Michigan and the Ohio State game.
Yeah, that was us yesterday. All we were doing was watching football.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to wrap up the podcast portion of the show, folks, for the night. Once again, Tim, tell everybody where they can find you and find your calls at.
You can look me up here on Facebook at Lim Walker Game Calls, or look me up Tim Sias. It also has a link to my calls, and we'll be able to look you right up. You can call and message me anyway.
And you can get an order in now and get it in time for Christmas to put it under the tree for the hunter and your family.
As long as we can order, as long as you order before December the 17th, I can have it to you before December the 24th.
There you go. Doesn't get any better than that. So I'll tell you what, we're going to sign off here on the podcast portion of the show. So y'all take care. We'll be back again next week. And don't forget, you can catch us in syndication at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on goodtalkradio.com. This episode was brought to you by PSE Archery,
Carbon Express,
Fourth Arrow Camera Arms,
Winsent Hunting Scents,
Killer Food Plots, Seeds, Supplements, and Attractants,
Cabela's,
Spot Shooters,
Lim Walker Game Calls,
Twisted Minds Bowstrings,
Hunter's Blend Coffee,
Antler Action,
and Family Traditions Tree Stands.
Thanks for listening, and join us again here next week. Until then, remember, as we always like to say, if you're out on the water or in the woods, shoot straight and be safe. Until next week on the Up North Journal.